So you're stepping into a cruise ship casino. Flashing lights, free drinks, jackpot dreams. Or maybe you already did, and now you're wondering, why didn't anyone warn me about this? Because cruise casinos aren't about luck, they're about leverage. Every sound, every layout, every rule is designed to keep you playing and quietly losing. Today, I'm sharing what I wish I knew before I ever touched a slot machine at sea. No filler, just the real stuff that matters once you're on board. Stick around. The last one? It might just change how you gamble forever. 1. Timing. It's 11 a.m. and the slot machines suddenly feel looser. Coins drop, bells ring, you're hooked. But here's what most players don't know. Cruise casinos don't operate on chance, they operate on timing. Early in the voyage, machines are tighter than a ship's anchor chain. Why? You're still excited, flush with vacation cash. But midway through, after a few cocktails and a couple of just one more try moments, they loosen slightly, just enough to keep you playing. Casinos monitor patterns like hawks. They know when foot traffic peaks, and they adjust payout rates accordingly. That lucky streak on night 4? Cruise casinos can legally tweak odds without disclosing changes, unlike land casinos with stricter regulation. Your best move? Skip the early days. Watch, wait, and don't feed the machines until you've read the room. Because your wallet is their jackpot, especially if you start too soon. 2. Cards. You think you're playing blackjack, but you're actually playing a version of it, with rules designed to tilt everything against you. On many cruise lines, blackjack pays 6 and 5 instead of the standard 3.2. That sounds minor, until you realize it jacks the house edge significantly. Some tables even use continuous shuffle machines, which prevent card counting and reduce your odds further. And don't assume the dealer always stands on soft 17. Many don't. These small rule tweaks make a big difference over hundreds of hands. But cruise lines don't shout these differences from the rooftop bar. Want to win? Ask about the rules before sitting. Better yet, brush up on basic strategy. Or avoid cruise blackjack altogether. It's not the game you know from Vegas. It's a polished illusion with worse odds and better lighting. 3. Loyalty. Flashy cruise casino loyalty programs look tempting. Play more. Earn free drinks. Maybe even a free cruise. But the fine print? Brutal. You'll need to gamble thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, just to hit the first reward tier. And those free cruises? They often come with blackout dates, interior cabins, and mandatory fees that chip away at the value. Cruise lines know that players chase status like gamblers chase jackpots. So they dangle just enough perks to keep you feeding the machine. The point system is usually opaque. No clear ratio of dollars spent to rewards earned. And don't expect your land-based loyalty program to carry over. Casinos on board operate independently. Your comp drinks in Vegas? Worthless here. Play smart, set a strict budget, and don't play for points, because by the time you earn that free cruise, you might have paid for it 10 times over without realizing it. 4. Payouts. Jackpot dreams die quietly at sea, and it starts with cruise slot machines. Unlike regulated land casinos, cruise ship slots don't have to disclose payout percentages. That's right, no legally mandated return to player. They can set machines to payout as low as 80%, and you'd never know. Why? Because maritime law operates in murky waters, quite literally. Most ships sail under flags of convenience, which means gambling regulations are loose and transparency is optional. You might notice some machines paying out more, usually the ones in high traffic areas. Those are bait. They draw you in while quieter machines buried in corners quietly rake in your cash. There's no watchdog, no gaming commission, just you and the blinking lights. Want a fighting chance? Stick to the busiest, noisiest machines, or better yet, avoid them altogether. At sea, the house edge doesn't just exist, it thrives in silence. 5. Chips. There's something magical about holding those plastic chips until you realize they're psychological weapons. Chips feel less like money, so you bet more freely. Cruise casinos count on this disconnect. Ever notice how they give you big denominations first? That $100 chip disappears faster than a $20 bill would. And when it's gone, you're already at the cashier asking for more. Here's the kicker. On some ships, cashing out unused chips isn't encouraged. Staff will subtly nudge you to play a few more hands or try one more spin. But that hesitation delays your exit and increases your spend. Always treat chips like real cash, because they are. Set limits, and when you win, cash out immediately. Don't walk around with them in your pocket like souvenirs. In the cruise casino world, chips aren't for keeps. They're bait designed to feel like fun, not finance. 6. Drinks. Free drinks while you play. Sounds generous, until you realize the bar tab is already baked into your losing streak. Cruise casinos often offer comped drinks, but only after you've spent enough to cover a whole cocktail bar. You won't get freebies the moment you sit down. Most lines require you to gamble a minimum amount first and track your play through your cruise card. No card swipe, no drink credit, and even then, you'll often get well liquor, not top shelf, and only while actively playing. Take a break and the drink offers vanish. Compare that to land casinos, where a waitress might bring drinks regardless. On board, it's pure strategy. Keep you seated, sipping, and spinning. Want a better deal? Look for casino-hosted events with free-flowing drinks, like tournaments or loyalty nights. Because unless you're betting big, that free drink costs more than room service champagne. 7. Surveillance. Ever feel watched in a cruise casino? You are, constantly. The surveillance isn't just for catching cheaters, it's also for tracking your habits. Which games you play, how long you stay, when you lose, and when you're about to quit. Some cruise lines use advanced analytics to identify near-loss behavior and nudge players back with small wins or staff engagement. Even the floor layout is designed to influence movement. Slot machines are arranged to pull you past bright, noisy areas that signal winning, even when payouts are rare. If you linger too long near the cash-out machine, a friendly staffer might check in, politely pulling you back into the game. Casinos at sea are tight spaces, and they optimize every inch. So yes, there are cameras. Yes, there are heat maps. And yes, your gameplay is part of a system. Feeling lucky now? 8. Tournaments. Casino tournaments on cruises sound like a sweet deal. Low buy-in, high energy, big prizes. But here's what most people don't see. They're brilliant profit machines. Slots tournaments especially offer terrible odds. You're not playing to win money directly. You're playing to qualify based on points or timed spins. Meanwhile, the house pays out a small prize pool compared to the number of entries. Blackjack tournaments aren't much better. The buy-ins seem cheap, but once you're out, they'll offer a rebuy for a fee, and another, and another. Before you know it, you've paid more than a regular session would cost, with worse odds. These tournaments are timed to boost foot traffic and build momentum during slow hours. It's entertainment, sure, but winning is rare, and the cruise line always wins. Join for fun if you must, but don't think you're getting an edge. You're fueling their strategy. 9. Psychology. Step into the cruise casino, and everything is intentional. Low ceilings, no clocks, bright carpets, hypnotic sounds. These aren't just design choices, they're psychological tools. The environment is crafted to disorient you just enough to forget time, money, and decision-making. That soft seat you sink into after a longshore excursion? Designed to keep you planted for hours. The never-ending soundtrack of coin jingles and fake jackpot celebrations? Even temperature control plays a role. Slightly cool air keeps you alert, making you more likely to stay. Meanwhile, slow payouts keep you anchored longer than planned. Cruise casinos use the same behavioral science as Las Vegas, but in a much smaller space with fewer exits. So when you wonder how 4 hours slipped by and your wallet feels lighter, it wasn't bad luck, it was perfectly orchestrated influence. 10. Promotion. You're walking to dinner when a smiling staffer hands you a lucky voucher. $5 in free play if you try the casino tonight. Seems harmless, right? That's bait. Cruise lines use timed promotions and gift offers to draw in hesitant players. Free play gets you started, but most games require higher bets to win anything real. And those free chips? You can't cash them out, only any winnings beyond the chip's value. It's psychological anchoring. Once you start with their money, it feels easier to add your own. Promotions often ramp up on sea days when guests are stuck on board. The perfect captive audience. Even raffle entries for a free cruise usually require hours of play to qualify. Remember, no promotion is free. It's just the hook, and once you're in the seat, they're betting you'll stay. 11. Club. You saw a sign. Join the Players Club for rewards. Sounds like a no-brainer, right? But here's the trick. The club isn't for winners, it's for trackers. Signing up gets you access to perks like free drinks, discounted excursions, maybe even a free cruise down the line. Swipe your card and they log it all. Bet sizes, duration, losses. And the rewards? They're tiered to keep you playing. Hit $500 in losses and suddenly, boom, you're invited to a private slot event. It feels like winning, but you're just being lured deeper in. The club's real purpose? Retention. It's not about generosity. It's about turning casual players into lifetime gamblers. If you join, know the game. Take the perks, but set a hard limit. Because once they start dangling upgrades, the house already sees you as theirs. 15. Profits. You'd think cruise lines make most of their money on tickets, right? Wrong. The casino is one of their top profit engines. For some ships, it brings in more per guest than food or excursions. Why? Because it's pure margin. No weather delays, no refunds, no third-party providers. Just lights, chips, and repeat bets. And here's the kicker. Even if you're winning, the cruise line still wins. You stay longer, you spend more, you tell friends, you come back. Plus, most of your losses are recycled into future promotions, like free cruise offers for heavy spenders. It's a system built not on luck, but on behavior. Cruise casinos aren't just an amenity, they're a strategy. And once you realize that, you can play smarter. Or maybe not at all, because at the end of the day, you're not just part of the experience. You are the business model. 17. ATM trap. You'd think the ATM is just there for convenience. Wrong. It's bait. Cruise ship ATMs often charge up to $6 to $8 per withdrawal, sometimes more. And they're usually placed conveniently close to the casino entrance, just in case you forgot to bring cash. Combine that with withdrawal limits, and now you're visiting multiple times, racking up more fees. Even worse, some machines convert your currency to onboard credits, locking you into non-refundable chip purchases. The psychology is brutal. After a big loss, your brain craves redemption, and that ATM glows like a lifeline. But it's not helping you win. It's helping the cruise line earn. Smart cruisers set a budget in cash before boarding and leave the ATM card in the safe. Because that glowing machine doesn't represent your second chance. It represents your final mistake and the cruise line's easiest money of the night. 18. Slot myths. Slot machine myths are everywhere, and cruise passengers love to share them. That machine by the bar always pays out. Avoid the ones near the entrance. Play late at night, that's when it's loose. Flight crew and casino staff hear it all. But here's the truth. Cruise slot machines aren't random in the way you think. Many are centrally controlled, meaning payout frequencies can be tweaked across the board. Some are even timed for tighter returns during peak hours. The idea that machines get hot is wishful thinking. They're cold, hard-coded math, designed to tease just enough wins to keep you hopeful. Don't believe the guy who swears by betting max on every third spin. He's losing too, just slower. If you play, treat it like entertainment, not a science. Because slot myths don't work, but they do make cruise lines rich. And that's exactly the point. 19. No clocks, no clues. Ever notice how the cruise casino has no windows? No clocks? No phone service? That's not an oversight. That's a strategy. Your only hint of passing time might be the cleaning crew switching shifts. On land, you can glance at your phone or pop outside. At sea, you're boxed in with no exits and no daylight. This timeless bubble creates a trance, one the house relies on. Casinos don't want you to stop and check the time. They want you asking, "One more hand?" instead of, "Should I go to bed?" Smart gamblers set timers or alarms. The rest? They swim in the illusion. The cruise line doesn't need to trick you. They just remove everything that helps you think. 20. Emotional anchoring. Ever win big early in the trip and feel invincible? That's not luck. That's emotional anchoring. Cruise casinos love this effect. A single jackpot, even $100, makes you emotionally invested. Now you're not just playing, you're ahead. And from there, your brain recalibrates. Future losses don't feel as bad because, in your mind, you're still up. It's how players rationalize giving winnings back. Worse, the casino reinforces it. Staff may congratulate you, comp you a drink, or invite you to a winner's event. This validation locks in your commitment. You've now got something to protect or chase. And before you know it, you're spending more than you ever meant to, all because of one early dopamine hit. Casinos don't just want your money, they want your mindset. Because once you're anchored emotionally, they've already won. The real jackpot isn't the payout, it's your willingness to keep playing. Cruise casinos are more than glitz and games. They're carefully engineered profit machines. But now that you know the secrets, you're one step ahead. So the next time you're tempted by a flashing slot or free drink, pause. Remember, smart players know when to stop. Because at sea, the house always floats, unless you outsmart it.